What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Hart, and today I have two PrizePicks player props I like for tonight's two-game NFL slate for Monday Night Football. We have the Eagles versus the Bucks, and we have the Rams versus the Bengals. So let's get right into it. Just make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, guys. I'll start doing more PrizePick videos. I should hopefully have them out for every single slate. It's just been hard to is- do them alongside my normal breakdowns for every single slate, just because of with work. So I've kind of been putting the price pick videos off because of that, but I'm going to start hopefully trying to pick them up for the rest of the season for every single slate. So let's get into my two picks here. They're going to be both, pretty popular picks, but I think for good reason. AJ Brown did get the bump. I think he was at 67 and a half. Then he was at like 68 and a half. Now he's at 70 and a half, but I still like the over here for AJ Brown at 70 and a half receiving yards. If we took a look at his box score, pull him up here real fast. Week one, obviously 10 targets, caught 7 for 79 against a tough New England defense. And then in week two, obviously he was very vocal and pissed off because Devontae Smith everyone was getting the looks besides him. He only saw 6 targets. Goddard saw 7. I think Devontae only saw 5, but Devontae was going off. He caught like 4 for like 119 yards and a touchdown. AJ Brown was pissed off. He saw 6 targets, only caught 4 for 29 yards against a very, very poor Minnesota defense. He thought he should have done better. He almost caught a touchdown. It is what it is. He's very, very mad. Didn't like his involvement in that last game, but DeAndre Swift was going off, so it was really hard to get away from the run when you're averaging 6.3 yards per carry and you go off for 175 yards and a touchdown. So they pretty much just ran it, got others involved. As I mentioned, Devontae Smith caught 4 for 131 and a touchdown, big play guy there, and they did get Goddard involved, 7 targets, caught 6 for 22. So no one was heavily efficient in terms of like their catches compared to the yards, but I expect a big, big bounce back here for AJ Brown. Just in terms of his involvement, I do think they're going to get him off to a hot start here against this Tampa Bay defense. And this Tampa Bay defense, they're all about stopping the run with Vita Vea in the middle, so they're more of like a pass funnel defense. So I think we can really expect AJ Brown to have a really solid game here for tonight. So if you want to take his targets, I don't mind it. I think I prefer just going to his passing yards over 70 and a half. Let's see what his targets are at, even if they even do have him up. 5 receptions. I think that's a solid line as well. So I think either one's pretty solid there for AJ Brown for tonight. Even reception targets, but I think I'd just stick to receiving yards and receptions there for AJ Brown as my number one play there. And if we take a quick look right now, he's minus 135 on DK Sportsbook to go over 70 and a half receiving yards. Let's take a look to see his receptions. Right now, the under is slightly favored, 5.5. Under that is minus 150. But as I said, I think I feel safest with the receiving yards over 70.5. The juice is heavily on the over right now for him there. And I forgot to mention, the Bucks did let up. I think they let up 2 straight weeks of 100 plus receiving yards to one receiver. Last week it was DJ Moore that went for 100 plus. I forget who they played week one. What was it? Minnesota. So obviously Jefferson went off there. Hard to compare them to AJ Brown, but still, AJ Brown's one of the best wide receivers. Really, really like that number there for him. And then my second one is on the opposite side of the field. I really like Chris Godwin. Eagles, once again, are more of like a pass funnel defense. So I think expect Baker to have to throw the ball a ton here to keep this game close. 5-point spread, 44.5 game total. So I expect Chris Godwin to be heavily involved. If we take a look at his box score real fast here, we can see he saw 6 targets, caught 5 for 51, and he saw 8 targets, caught 5 for 58. He's more of that like slot receiver, kind of more of that short term to intermediate range in terms of like catches and yards. So I think this is a great spot here for him, 53 and a half over receiving yards. I expect Baker, who's thrown the ball 34 times both games, to have to throw the ball closer to 40. It's not what you want, but in order to keep up with this Eagles defense, in this Eagles team, this offense, you're going to have to throw the ball a ton. You're going to have a really good game from Baker. So I expect him to throw the ball a lot, check down to Chris Godwin, who works the middle great in terms of receiving the ball. So I think over 53 and a half receiving yards is a really, really solid play here for Chris Godwin. If we take a look at the odds right now, minus 125 on DK Sportsbook to hit the over there. So you can see the juices on the over. So I don't mind that at all. I want to see what his receptions is real fast here. It is, am I missing it? Oh, right there. Minus 160 to hit over 4.5. I think on DK, though, it is at 5. Or they don't even have it up right now, sorry. Oh, yeah, so I think that, the targets is a solid one. He saw 8 last game. I think he'll probably see the same amount, but I think I feel safest with the receiving yards. So those are 2 picks for me today. A.J. Brown over 7.5 receiving yards, and then Chris Godwin over 53.5 receiving yards. I expect A.J. Brown instead to be heavily involved, and I expect Chris Godwin the same thing. They're going to have to pass the ball to keep up with this offense. So those are my 2 picks for today. Hope you guys liked the video. Hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.